Hello, welcome to episode 25 of the Less of Me podcast. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I know I'm at the tail end of 1 Thessalonians, and logic might dictate to those of you who are listening that we should just get into 1 Thessalonians 5 next. However, I thought after reading those last few verses of 1 Thessalonians 4 that Genesis 8 would be a great place to come back to, seeing that they both in some way deal with the end of all things. I want you to see a parallel here that I see, that I think other people see, and I think some people see a different parallel, but we'll get into that. There is hope in both the final verses of 1 Thessalonians 4 regarding the coming of Christ and God's restoration of all things. And there is hope in Genesis 8. We see this patterned out here. With that said, I hope this is edifying you. I hope it's helpful. And again, I hope that it builds hope in you and teaches you to trust in the faithfulness and love and mercy of God, and particularly through Christ, who is our ark, as it were. That all said, Genesis chapter 8 verse 1 starts this way. Then God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were also stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters receded continually from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the waters decreased. Then the ark rested in the 7th month, the 17th day of the month, on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Then he sent out a raven which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. He also sent out from himself a dove to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot, and she returned into the ark to him, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and drew her into the ark to himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. Then the dove came to him in the evening, and behold, a fleshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth. And Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. So he waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, which did not return again to him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, that the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and indeed the surface of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dried. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of all the flesh that is with you, birds and cattle and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him, every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth according to their families went out of the ark. Now, it's not my intention here to parallel every single line of Genesis 8, and of course I'll read the last 3 verses here shortly, but it's not my intention to parallel every single point, but I want you to see a general parallel here. Usually, when people parallel Noah and Lot with the end times, they think of a rapture situation, a pre-tribulational rapture situation. They see Noah going into the ark, or Lot's flight from Sodom as a sort of snatching away. Noah, in their minds, is no longer there on the earth, and Lot is no longer there in Sodom. And so they say, allegorically speaking, that this is a representation of what will happen at the quote-unquote pre-tribulational rapture. But I don't see this at all. What I see is Noah is in fact there. Noah experiences the rain and the flood, and yet is divinely kept. He is protected. He is guarded. He is put in the ark, as to not experience the wrath of God in the same way that those who remained outside of the ark did. And in the same way, Lot is there. Lot experiences the fire falling from heaven. He sees this with his own eyes. He is there, he is present, and yet, again, God keeps him. He guards him from that wrath, having the angels escort him out of the city. And so I don't see a pre-tribulational rapture here. I see what I believe is a post-tribulational rapture, which is what Jesus talks about when he returns to gather his people after that great tribulation in Matthew 24. Jesus is certainly not going to come here prior to that and have a secret rapture or to catch everyone away. I think we proved it well enough in the last episode when we talked about those words, clouds, air, meat, those words that are often neglected for the sake of I think it's parousia, the snatching away. Sorry for a moment, I got distracted. This is the parallel here, and I think this will be the same thing for us. And what we see here is that Noah and his family are now the inheritors of the earth, and they're told to be fruitful and multiply, the same sort of commission that was given to Adam and Eve from the beginning. Go out, be fruitful, multiply, essentially dominate, take over, live here, it is yours. And Noah and his family do exactly that. This, I think, will be what happens with us. Christ will return, he will receive his people, and we will rule and reign with him. And inevitably, the new heavens and new earth after the 1,000-year millennium will come, and we will inherit all things, as was promised to us. And we will see these things. We will not be mere blind or unaware individuals in heaven, but we will see it with our own eyes personally. Now, that's not to say every single one of us. Obviously, some of us will pass away prior to that event. But many even of us will be here at that time, and we will suffer, and many of us will die, even be martyred for the sake of Christ, for his name's sake. And ultimately, we will remain. This is what Paul says in 1 Thessalonians 4, those who are alive and remain. It's expected that some will die in various ways for various reasons prior to that event. But regardless, the point is we are there. He will come. He will gather his people. He is that ark, you could say, Jesus. And we will be given all things after he deals justly so with the wickedness of the world. But I digress. Let's get back into verse 20. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took of every clean animal and of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. Then the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. And this is the like end that we will receive when Christ comes and we are resurrected. With one exception, God will never again curse the ground, just as he says here. He will never again bring fury or wrath or even death upon the world for the sake of man's sin. Why? Because man's heart will not be evil from his youth in that day. Sin will be removed from them, and the promise of Ezekiel 36, 26, and 27 will be absolutely and perfectly fulfilled. His people will have been perfected and absolutely sanctified, and they will no longer sin nor desire to sin or even think of sinning. They will be perfect and holy, just as he is. As John says elsewhere, we do not know what we will be, but we do know this: we will be like him. And so that's the distinction here. So God will have similar things in his heart. in the day of his return when we inherit all things. No more problems, no more pain due to sin, no more curse, nor any destruction of any living thing whatsoever. And God will be able to say this again, repeat it, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. Right? And so some manner of those words we may even hear with our own ears God say. I have no doubt we will. He's talking here about the earth we're currently on, but at that time it'll be the earth, the new heavens and new earth. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you want to hear when I put up a new episode. And you guys be blessed.